All right, President Trump now seeking a meeting with the whistleblower. In a tweet, he says this: like every American, I deserve to meet my accuser, especially with this accuser, the so-called whistleblower, representing a perfect conversation with a foreign leader in a totally inaccurate and fraudulent way. Then Schiff made up what I actually said by lying to Congress.
Here with the reaction is the president's son and executive vice president of the Trump Organization, Eric Trump. Eric, good morning.
Good to see you guys.
So the whistleblower gets to accuse the president, but keeps his anonymity. Does that seem right?
The whistleblower who wasn't involved in a conversation, who heard from a friend, who heard from a friend, who heard from a friend, and then my father releases a transcript about 2 seconds later, but yet the whistleblower is still credible. I mean, it's the greatest game of telephone in the world. And guys, let me break this down for you. This whole thing is very, very simple. Right? The Democrats know that they cannot win in 2020. They tried this before with the Russian hoax. They tried this with the Kavanaugh, impeachment. They're trying to get Kavanaugh again. I mean, every time that they can create some sensational firestorm, they do it. You know why? Because we have the greatest economy in the history of our country. Our country is doing phenomenally well. We're getting results on just about every single front. Right. And they know they're not going to win. Who's going to beat him? Biden? Right? Who talks about 700, million women in this country and record players. Pocahontas, is Pocahontas going to win? Who lies about Native American ancestry? And I mean, come on, guys. Like, they're not going to beat him, and so they know their only chance is to try, to belittle him and change the conversation from the economy and all the good things that are happening in this country.
Well, they can't.
And guys, we're going to win again. We're going to win again. You mark my words. This is going to backfire on them.
How's your dad doing? What does he say about all of this?
My father's doing great. He understands the deep state for what they are. My father's been fighting the deep state for the last 3 years in Washington, D.C. He understands this.
Is it worth it? Does he ever want to say, it's not worth it and I'm giving up?
He's the greatest fighter in the world, and he will fight these people till, the bitter end. And again, it's going to backfire. But
sure. I want you to hear what Adam Schiff said about your dad. He said he knew your dad knew what he did was bad.
After the last 2 years that we've been through, the president well understood that it was illegal to seek foreign assistance in a campaign. And immediately after Mueller testified, that is exactly what he was back at doing again.
Yeah, look at everything that Adam Schiff said about the Russian hoax. I have inside information that is going to take down the president. And everything, the Mueller report comes out and there's absolutely nothing there. And the guy has been wrong time and time again. And it's a disgrace. I mean, when was the last time they came back from a recess or put off a recess for anything? Well, like real problems, meaning you have a crisis on the southern border. They all go on the longest vacations ever, right? Now, all of a sudden, hey, we think we've got another angle where there's a possible got you for Trump, right? Let's everybody stay and actually do it. Like, how about Adam Schiff actually does his job and legislate for the American people, and they don't want to. Their political system is broken. It's quite frankly exactly why Adam Schiff is exactly why we need term limits in this country. He's a total disgrace.
Well, I tell you what we have learned in the last 72 hours or so is that this whistleblower was able to come forward because apparently the intel community changed the rules, where rather than if you're a whistleblower, you have to have witnessed something with your own two eyes or your own two ears. They changed it to you can just simply have heard somebody talking about it.
Yeah. Coincidentally, that happens about a month ago, and then all of a sudden this comes forward. I mean, I don't understand the whole concept. How can you hear from somebody who hears from somebody who hears from somebody? Then you put out the actual facts. You put out the transcript. And there's nothing in the transcript, but yet the whistleblower is still taken credibly. And by the way, I read a lot of documents, right? We're in the business world. Read the transcript. Read the whistleblower complaint, right? Tell me that wasn't written by 47 different lawyers. The way they worded it, this isn't a whistleblower who is concerned about something. Hey, I want to lodge a little complaint in here. I was a little bit concerned. Will you please look into this? I mean, it was written by a team of lawyers. There's no question about it. This thing is so set up. And this is the antithesis of the deep state in Washington and everything that my father believes in fighting and getting rid of for this country. It's an embarrassment. Well, it's an embarrassment to our nation.
But it was the intel community that changed the rules during your father's administration.
Yeah, to allow for this.
Yeah.
And what does that say? Guys, it's very, very sad.
So you think Adam Schiff has been working on this for a long time?
Listen, I think a lot of people have been working on this for a long time. And I think a lot of people know. And listen, you've had senators and congressmen who have come out blatantly and said, we can't win in 2020. The only way we're going to win is to impeach Trump. And that's exactly what this is about. And guys, when you look at our fundraising numbers right now, all right, I tweeted about in the first 72 hours since the impeachment came up, My father raised $15 million in small dollar donations, 50,000 new donors who had never donated to a political campaign ever before. I mean, people are rallying behind this. They see it for what it is. I mean, how many times can you cry wolf? How many times can you cry wolf?
We'll know for sure because some who do go home, not Adam Schiff's committee, will hear it. Sure. So especially those in the moderate community, we'll see what happens. Sure. Yeah, Eric, great to see you.
Thanks, Eric.
Okay. Never a dull day. Never.
Never a dull day.